This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 653 for April 27th, 2020. It's just me, a big drill.
You want the DeWitt or the Milwaukee?
Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpeer.
Hello.
And the Nimp.
Hello.
All right, we have a number of announcements here at the beginning. Apologies. Some stuff get out of the way. I know we don't usually do this. First off, if this episode sounds weird, especially for me, I'm using the new RTX voice thing, the sound canceling dark magic thing. It has sounded good all day. I'm hoping it sounds good for this episode as well. If not, that's the reason. Wanted to plug, Musum and a couple other people have released their brand new game on Steam Early Access. It's called Solos, S-O-L-O-S. It is, I haven't had a chance to play it yet. I believe it's only $10. It's a really cool idea. Basically, there's a whole bunch of obstacles around the playfield, and it's essentially a twin-stick shooter, so you're just destroying all the obstacles on the field, but every shot that you send out, once it goes out and bounces back, it will hurt you. Mm-hmm. So you're kind of making your own bullet hell shooter by trying to finish the level. It looks really great. Musum did the sound effects and the music. So go check out Solos, S-O-L-O-S, on Steam. And lastly, new episodes of Old Dog New Flicks out right now. The public feed is Four Weddings and a Funeral, so you can go check that out in the same podcatcher you're in right now.
Why is it out now? I don't know why.
Oh yeah, because last week was the last Friday. Never mind, ignore me. Ignore me, I'm stupid. I've lost track of my days.
Because next week
brand
Friday
new
is
episode.
May 1st, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, brand new. It's
I'm
okay.
so
It's
surprise.
It's that sort of. Yeah, it's been that sort of week. And for you patrons, early access at the $5 tier, Kubo and the Two Strings, and along with the other ones that aren't on the public feed yet. So patreon.com/E1M1. The ones are numbers. $5 a month tier is the recommended one. That gets you everything, including the brand new show that I will have out very soon. Because
Pretty Woman and Stardust look like they're the ones that might be missing from the public feed.
That sounds correct. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I don't even know that anymore. I'm just looking.
No matter what the movies are, the episodes are fantastic.
I'm just reading the DVD shelf over there and hoping that they're all in there. Knowing me, they're probably not.
That they're in an order of some sort.
Yes.
Yeah. Patreon.com/E1M1 for all that. All right. All the announcements out of the way. Let's get into what you've been playing this past week, Mr. Moonpeer.
Okie doke. So we're going to start with Apex Legends, the Battle Pass.
Oh, yeah.
Level 61, I think, now.
Okay.
The grind is real. I have 1 week left. Correction, I had 1 week left. Now I have 2 weeks left because they're giving everyone a week for reasons I don't know why.
Okay.
My guess is probably the next one isn't ready just yet, but we'll see.
Yeah. With everyone working from home now, like there seems to be... there's some trouble in communication and getting all that stuff running, so that makes sense.
Yeah, so I've got an extra week. I'm never going to hit level 100. That's fine. Whatever. I just want to get as far as I can. That's whatever. A couple of good matches this week. Apex Legends is still consistently fun and consistently not fun when you just have to hot drop just to get the Battle Pass challenges done.
Right.
It's interesting, playing it with people. If you see me on and you want to play it, let me know. I'll see if I'm available. Hashtag maybe, maybe not.
Yep.
But yeah, Apex Legends, I'm still enjoying playing that. I played a little bit more Vambrace Cold Soul, shockingly enough.
Yes.
If you're interested in my real thoughts on this game, go check out the We Roguelike It. I believe it's currently on the premium feed. It will be free later down the line, whatever.
Yeah, it should have just started on the public feed. Yeah.
Yes, so go check out that for We Roguelike It. It's a podcast game. It works really nicely as a podcast game. So this week for me, it was actually a Parks and Rec game. So
There you go.
I'm enjoying that very much.
Yeah.
I played an absolute ton of Bomber Crew. This is the Game Pass game that I talked about a while ago. I do believe I gave it my Game Pass a fair while ago. This game is leaving Game Pass in 4 days.
The grind is real.
I have 2 achievements left.
Oh, no.
One is to destroy 200 targets, and one is to bail out my entire crew. I have done everything else in the game. I've beat the game, I did the story, I did all the side missions, I killed all the enemy aces. Nice. I only today understood that the whole Operation Overlord was a reference to the real Operation Overlord of storming the Normandy beaches. Yep. I only got that today.
Okay.
Because
learning new stuff every day.
I'm an idiot, apparently. But it's 200 targets, which I beat the game without blowing up 200 targets. Like I'm at like 80% now, so I've got like 40 left. That's maybe 7 missions. Might as well do that. Then chuck everyone out of the plane, and then I'll be done with the game.
Nice.
So
one final goodbye.
Yes, one final goodbye for my Game Pass of Bomber Crew, which I still love that game. Like it's cool. The music's good. Like
it's on everything.
It's on everything, and I love the fact that it's a resource management game where you just happen to be a bomber crew and you have to like fix the ship, make sure the fuel's okay, make sure you're hitting the targets, open the bomb bay doors, HAL, drop the bombs,
all the usual stuff.
Yeah, all the usual stuff. But it's fun. It's stupid. It's quirky, and it's fun. Did Dead by Friday this week as well. This time it was only Rob because a member of our team has fallen in action. Mr. Friend of the show, T-Bomb Rocks, broke his foot.
Ooh.
I saw the aftermath picture on Twitter, yes.
Yes. So, best of luck with that. Hopefully that recovers soon.
Yeah.
Don't show me photos of your feet again, please. Especially not when they're covered in blood.
Pro tip.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with feet, but I wouldn't show anybody photos of mine because I happen to think my feet look like trolls' feet, so that's fine.
Okay. Are trolls' feet better or worse than hobbit feet?
Worse. Have you seen a troll's foot?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
A different nightmare.
Hobbits are just small and fuzzy.
That's true.
But they're also really tough because they don't wear shoes. So
that's true.
Imagine the calluses on those things.
Neither do trolls.
True.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. The podcast is really devolved.
I'm sorry I asked that question.
Let's talk about feet for now.
Let's start talking about D&D, guys. Let's break this down.
Yeah, there you go.
And my final game this week, because honestly, I've been doing that. I don't know what the type of meal where you just have a little bit of everything. I can't remember.
Tapas.
Thank you. Tapas dining. I've been tapas gaming this week. Just going num 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 num. And my final game this week is the great forgotten game of last week, which is Space Engineers.
Sorry, I just look over at chat and Jimbo Jango says, "Man, did I come in at a weird time?" Foot emoji. Yep. Space Engineers.
Yes. Space Engineers, which, when I first saw it, it was promoted as quote-unquote Minecraft in space.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. It is Minecraft in space.
Oh, no.
However...
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, you can keep going with the oh, no, because this is going to develop into a problem for me.
Oh, no.
Imagine Minecraft if it had a realistic kind of engine. So it looked good. And don't get me wrong, Minecraft can look good. Don't hit me up with all RTX shading and all that stuff. I don't need your Minecraft is a real game stuff. I agree.
I don't have a crazy video card.
Yes.
Otherwise I'd be playing Control on my PC.
The problem with Space Engineers is it kind of decided to mix in a little bit more like Factorium in before Factorium existed.
Oh no. So like the automation factory building.
So basically you have your cubes. And that's fine. You can build cubes and you can build landing platforms and you can build spaceships and stuff like that.
Yeah, there we go.
And then you can also mine moons for resources, put those resources in a bin, have that bin use a conveyor belt to take them to a refinery. That refinery spits them out at the other end into different things.
Oh, no.
And it's not just cubes. There's corners and shapes and guns and there's cameras and there's remote control antennas that you can have drones that fly around with machine guns attached to them. It's like, oh no, what have I done?
Like it has morphed from a pretty cool space Minecraft to whoops, it's the brand new nope, lost it.
Elite Dangerous?
Watch Dogs game. There it is. I eventually got it. Yeah,
okay.
I ruined my own joke.
So the scariest thing is you can have buttons and stuff like that, and you can put buttons down. Minecraft is dead simple. Here is a door, here is a button. You put the button next to the door, and then that button automatically links to this door. You want to get more complicated, you put a little redstone line, and it leads from the door all the way to the other side of the building, and you put the button there, and then when you press it, it activates the redstone, and it opens that door. That's fine. Okay. Nice and simple. People have built calculators in Minecraft. Don't get me wrong, they're 100 stories tall, but people have built calculators in Minecraft.
Sure.
The problem with this is, when you put a button down, you can open up an interface to figure out what it activates and deactivates and stuff like that. So in your ship, you can have a button that activates and deactivates the landing pads, and you can have different extensions and cameras and looks and guns, and you can put a grinder on your ship and a big massive drill so you can make a spaceship mining drill thing. And it's just like, all of this has to be hooked up to buttons through logic. You don't program the logic, but you have to tell it to do that logical bit.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I can handle this right now.
I feel like in about 2 more weeks, you'll be like, hey guys, I've been getting into Amazon AWS automation because of this game.
Dude, give me 2 more years, maybe. Because the console release has, number one, this tells you how early access this thing is. It just came out of early access, but I don't believe it. Because when you go into the control scheme on the Xbox version, it has 2 control options. The very top one is controls. And then three things down from that, it says controller mapping. If you highlight controls, it says walk forward is W.
Aha, I see. Sensitivity.
I was like, wait, hold.
Well, can you hook up a mouse and keyboard to it?
I believe you can now, yes. Because the Xbox has a lot of mouse and keyboard support now.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh no. I'm just doing the tutorial missions and I'm so confused already. And literally it's telling me, go build this thing here. These are the resources you need. Go build it. Here is a bin full of the resources you need.
There you go.
I'm still getting confused. And it's not the game, it's kind of the game's fault. The game is not ideal.
Sure.
To give you an idea, the tutorials in Space Engineers remind me of the tutorials for early Elite Dangerous. Nymph will know what that means.
They didn't exist.
Yes. And when they do, they are very, very basic. It's like, oh, hey, just shoot these people down. How do I pull out my guns?
Hey, just go forward. How?
Yeah, it's just like, eventually it'll just be like, hey, just open the wiki and click on the Getting Started article. That'll just sort you out.
Literally, Elite Dangerous had video tutorials you could open from the Xbox dashboard. Or from the game. Like,
I like
here is a video tutorial. Click the link, YouTube opens, shows you the tutorial video.
But even those were sometimes, even like the landing ship one, it just shows a ship landing sometimes. I don't know what, I'm assuming they've upgraded it by now, because it's been forever. But it was literally just a video of a ship landing. I'm like, that doesn't help me. It doesn't tell me to put my landing gear down or anything.
Right. Which buttons do I hit? You gotta give me something here.
That's kind of like the tutorial so far in this. I honestly don't know if I like it.
Right.
I don't. I mean, right now I'm just doing the tutorial missions. Right now I'm not like this federations and 3 different factions and blah 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 blah. Who cares? Give me a big drill that I can go and just put a hole in this mountain and then build a spaceship.
Right.
That's what I want to do. But it's so complicated at the moment that I don't know.
Right. But you can see that it has the potential of becoming a big problem.
Yes. It definitely has that potential. It's like if you have a gambling problem and play poker with your friends and then drive past a casino. I'm at the playing poker with my friends part. And if I get really into it, that might be the casino.
Like Factorio's looking in your window, be like, dude, you could just hang out with me, man.
I deliberately do not watch anything on Giant Bomb or any other website or any GIFs or any videos of Factorio because I know that would destroy me. I
love automation and like programming and all that. I look at Factorio and I'm like, no, no, thank you.
And whatever the kitchen one is as well, where you've got to automate the kitchen and like optimize the factory lines.
I don't remember what that's
all
called.
Of that because if I
kitchen Factorio,
if I go near that type of stuff, I'm in trouble. So
yeah,
I kind of just distance myself a little bit. If they announce Factorio for consoles, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
I think
and we're all screwed.
I think whatever the other one is, because there's two. There's like Factorio and there's something else, but Factorio got a lot of the buzz at the time.
Yeah. The other one's the Alchemy one.
Whatever the other one is, I'm pretty sure it's coming to consoles real soon.
I think so.
And I don't need to know the name of it. Don't tweet me. Don't at me.
No, I don't even know it.
I'll avoid it, and then we don't have to play it, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But Space Engineers...
Tell you about
Adelier. No.
Yeah.
Get away from me.
No.
Oh, jeez.
Whoa, hey.
Dogs are having fun.
Tell us about Atelier. Open the door. We want to talk about it.
Really stupid jokes came into my head then. But anyway. Yeah, I don't know with Space Engineers. I don't. I'm happy I bought it. I'm happy. I'm supporting it. They just dropped like 9 new games on Game Pass where I'm like, ooh, I want to play that. Ooh, I want to play that. Ooh, I want to play that.
Yeah, our release list up this coming week is sort of like, there's like 6 games and about 5 of them are coming to Game Pass day and date.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like they announced one, I think it was like a couple of days ago or something. They were like, oh, this is coming out this week. And then I just happened to be perusing my Xbox store to see if there's anything coming out that I want to buy. I just, oh no, it's included with Game Pass.
This whole page is things I want to download, preload. All right, let's go.
Yeah. But Space Engineers, it's janky in the way Minecraft was janky when that first came out. It's broken in the way that Minecraft was broken when that thing first came out. But it's also, it's got the hooks. And right now they're just grazing my skin. Now, they haven't pierced me yet, but they're definitely getting closer and closer. It's like a cat needing bread. It's like sooner or later they're gonna dig in, and I'm gonna be hooked, and I'm gonna have a problem.
Yep.
Hopefully it doesn't get to that, but if you see me in 3 weeks and I'm talking about how me, Rob, and 5 other people from the community have built this giant space thing, then you know that the problem has happened and stage
intervention is necessary.
Yes.
Start coming in asking about, hey, how do you guys code something like this?
Right.
There's a reason I also haven't bought the space game, Kerbal Space Program. I don't need to learn astrophysics right now. Thank you very much. As fun as the game looks, I don't need to learn astrophysics.
But you have all the time right now.
That's right.
I don't. I'm an essential employee.
That's right.
Are.
But yes, that's all I've been playing. Over to you, Nim. Please tell me about something that's not Space Engineers.
Yeah, so this week played a lot of Call of Duty. Nothing really to talk about with that, but the people that I play Call of Duty with are all of the people who are obsessed with Dark Souls and Souls-like games.
Okay.
And they have been trying to peer pressure me into playing Dark Souls again, and I've already told them, no, I am not playing any of those again. I've already beaten all of those, and I have
put
no
in my
interest
time,
in going
man.
back. Yeah, exactly. However, I did still have Code Vein that I'm slowly going through.
The anime Souls.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, let's start that back up. And it's been a while since I think last I logged into it was like December or something like that. There's like a ton of updates that have come out for it and a ton of DLC that they've added to it. That's all free because I got free for me. I got the season pass with the game.
Oh, okay.
So I have like all this extra content now, and it took me about a solid 15 seconds of clicking OK to get through all of the pop screens saying,
content.
hey, yeah, you have this, your character can do a heart emoji now, and blah, blah, blah. And
is it a Konami game by any chance? Because I always get that whenever I load a Konami game.
Bandai Namco. Or
The other
Bandai
company
Namco.
that does it a lot, yeah.
Yep. Pretty close, Moon.
Yeah. So started playing that again. I have made my way to the cathedral. What do they call it? It's got some weird
Cathedral of Blood.
Yeah, actually, that's not too far off. Cathedral of Sacred Blood.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's even better blood.
Told you.
San Real.
So I've gotten into that area finally. And this is the first area that I've started having issues with just the trash enemies in the game.
Right.
They have, in some areas of the map, every once in a while, you'll get what they call a lost invasion, where you'll just walk into a section and all of a sudden it pops up on your screen, hey, the Lost are invading. And then you start hearing things running at you, and it's like hordes of enemies coming at you all at once.
Oh, no.
And this is the first one where I died several times just trying to clear it, because all of a sudden stuff got real.
Right.
So I did finally clear the first one. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to sit here and grind out this area. And that's what I did. Popped on a podcast, listened to some random stuff, and I grinded for probably about 5 hours, just picking up haze, items so I can better equip myself, upgrade my equipment. I can now unlock all these gifts, which are like these skill sets that you can equip on your character. So I've been going through and doing all this stuff. I leveled up my character, and I'm still not wanting to try that section again.
Right.
I feel like I'm ready, which is usually the downfall of any Souls game.
Right. It'll be fine. Oh, no.
Well, and I've got this area, the first area of the cathedral, if you just go through and clear out all the enemies in that area, avoiding where they swarm you, you can get 21,000 haze, which is a lot right now for me. So I've just done that several times, and that's how I've been getting all these extra items and stuff and beefing myself up. But it hit me hard enough the first time going through that swarm that I'm like real hesitant to try it again until I feel absolutely sure that I've got it. So a lot of prepping in that. And I had a couple people watching me play that, and they're like, oh, if you do this, this, and this. And it's like, and if you just shut up, I will do it my own way. I don't I don't need you to hold my hand. So that's all I've been doing for that, just grinding, annoying people on the internet because I'm not playing it their way.
Right.
Whatever.
The classic.
Exactly. Yeah. Next game that I was playing is Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which has turned into another grind fest.
There we go.
Apparently we're all just grinding this week.
Yeah.
So something I've never brought up with this game is there are certain points in this game where for you to proceed in either a side mission or into different areas of the map or even into the story, your blades have to have certain abilities. And so like this one area that I'm thinking of in particular, for me to progress the story, I had to get through this spider cave thing. And for me to continue further into the cave, there was an entrance that was webbed off. For me to get through there, I had to have at least 2 fire mastery and I think like 2 air mastery or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And it doesn't all have to be tied to one blade. It takes all the blades that are currently tied to all of your party members, whether they're inactive or active. It goes through and checks all of their abilities, and it puts it towards that. And if you've got it, you cleared it, and you keep going on.
So Squirtle needed to learn Surf.
Yeah.
Right.
The problem I was having was that I did not have...
Yeah,
exactly. I did not have anyone that had more than one... Like, I had 1 fire mastery, and that was it. It's like, all right, so for you to grind out abilities... you need to do certain tasks, and you have to have your blades to a certain affinity level, because when you go into their ability section, it looks like a web. If you take like a quarter of a web, that's basically it, and every time the lines cross, that's an ability.
Okay.
And each ability...
a sphere grid, if you will.
Yeah, and there's like 3 different types of abilities. It's kind of like a really low-grade sphere grid.
Okay.
But there's like 3 types of different abilities, where there's in combat, a support, and then in the field. And in the field are the ones that I needed that had like the fire mastery, keen eye, ancient wisdom, all this other crap, so I can do different things. And to unlock each of those nodes, you have to do something like, hey, kill this specific enemy at this area 5 times or whatever.
Some real MMO business.
Yeah, or, collect this many things at a collection point. So I'm sitting here with like 15 different wikis open trying to figure out where I need to go, where this enemy's at, finding out that some of these locations I don't even have unlocked, so then I have to go find those locations.
Oh my god.
It turned into a whole thing. Meanwhile, I'm also doing side quests, because I figured I might as well start knocking that out. That way I get extra items and whatnot. And then those start having the same thing where it's like, oh yeah, you have to have this certain, these certain abilities and all that. It's like, oh my God. So I spent like 15 hours just grinding out random things I had to do to unlock these abilities. I had to get more blades, which a lot of them are just commons, but the commons sometimes have these field abilities that you need. So I've got like, I don't even know how many blades, but way too many. But luckily you can sort them and you can look specifically for each thing that you want. So cool. I can just go into the sort and be like, sort by who has forestry. And then it shows me, hey, these are the 6 blades that you have that have forestry. Equip those onto all of my party. Boom, I can do what I need to do.
Right.
So that's been a pain. So the whole reason I had to do this is because I'm towards the end of the game. I came into a door and I need a certain amount of abilities to get through this door, and I did not have any of those abilities unlocked, enough of them unlocked to progress.
Right.
So that's why I was like, screw it. I will just do all of this right now. That way, hopefully, if there's anything past this, I also can just get through that and just beat this game.
I've killed these 20 wild manticores and I'm good.
Yeah, oh my God. The only fun thing was that Tora, the character that I hate.
I like that that's your thing. It's like, oh, that sucked. The fun thing, though.
Yeah. So you can unlock, for Tora, in the game, you have to have a certain affinity to be able to unlock blades from the core crystals. Mm-hmm. Tora does not have the affinity at all, so he made his own artificial mechanical blade. And you have to do certain side quests to be able to unlock the 3 different forms, because each character can have 3 blades on them. So I had 2 of them unlocked, and I thought it was kind of weird that, well, he has the 3rd slot. I wonder if he has a 3rd form for this blade, and he does. And all I had to do was collect all of these items, which it's all RNG.
Oh, boy.
Luckily, because I've been playing for 60-some-odd hours... all the items that I needed, I had already collected. So all I had to do was just turn them in right there, got through the cutscene, and I now have the 3rd form of this thing, which looks surprisingly close to Cosmos in a weird way.
Interesting.
Yeah. Still haven't gotten her either.
Yeah.
This game sucks, but they have... They have a naming convention for this character, where the first artificial blade that he has is just called Poppy Alpha. The 2nd form is called Poppy QT.
Okay.
The 3rd form is Poppy QT with a pi symbol at the end.
Oh my God. Why? JRPGs, why?
And that's when QT finally made sense in my head of, oh, okay, Poppy Cutie, and now I have Poppy Cutie Pie. Thank you, Japan. This is what I come here for.
Is this a thank you, Japan, or is this a thank you, translators?
No, this is a thank you, Japan.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I mean, I'm sure the translators probably had their hand in it too, but from what I understand, that's what it roughly translates into as well. So, yeah. Straight from Japan, ladies and gentlemen. So
good.
So as soon as that popped in my head, I'm like, this game, I love it and hate it equally.
This stupid, dumb, wonderful game.
So I should be close to just beating the game. I've got a couple more side missions that I want to complete just because I get extra items that I need for something else that I'm doing. Hopefully once I get those, I can just go back to the final dungeon and just beat this game and possibly be done with it, because I've already decided that there's no possible way Cosmos is going to happen. I've seen videos online where you can fudge the variables so that you could possibly get a better chance at getting her. For some people, it works out great. For other people, they're like, I'm still 200 crystals into this and still don't have her. And I'm 120 hours into this game. So,
oh, man. So not worth it.
Whatever. Last game that I played this week is the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Right now, I'm just going through and just cleaning up a bunch of odds and ends stuff. There's a couple things that I picked up on that I kind of noticed but couldn't really place it, such as Heidegger sounds a lot like Revolver Ocelot from Metal Gear Solid.
I keep thinking he sounds like the Marcus Phoenix.
I only say he sounds like Revolver Ocelot because there is a specific point where he is talking to the president of Shenra, and he's like, yes, of course, Mr. President. And I'm like...
Right, and you're like,
okay.
That's the line.
But yeah, I'm just doing a lot of odds and ends stuff, and I actually have something that I'm kind of embarrassed to admit, that I did not notice at all that this game had a quest log in it. Or a story log.
Oh, when you hit the touchpad and you go...
Yeah, the map button.
R2.
And it pulls up the map, and I never looked up at the top of my screen and noticed, oh, if I hit L2 or R2, it shows me the quest log. Or because I thought it was like weird that this game didn't have a quest log. But I was like, it seems fluid enough that you're not really going to miss anything.
That's a little odd.
Well, it only tells you once, like as soon as you go to... Seventh Heaven for the first time. It only tells you once, but I think it's one of the ones that pops up in like the lower right-hand corner of the screen.
Yeah,
so it might as well just be invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it might as well just not exist.
So I pulled that up because I felt like, I was pretty on top of all the quests, so it's like, I wonder how many of them I actually missed. I only missed one in chapter 19.
Nice.
Boston, your ear is too good. We need you to stop playing video games or play them on mute from this point on. Heidegger is voiced by one John DiMaggio.
Oh, wow.
I knew it.
AKA Marcus Phoenix.
Because when he yells, I'm like, man, that really sounds like John DiMaggio. Like, just that it's like H. John Benjamin when he tries to do other voices. You're like, it's just still that guy. Well, yeah. I know that guy.
The guy, the Chocobo Rancher, Sam.
I haven't run into him yet.
Dude sounds like he's straight out of Red Dead Redemption. Like, he's got that grovelly cowboy western voice down.
I've seen stuff.
Pack. Yeah.
Chocobo stuff.
So I was like, man, that guy's really good voice actor.
He's lived a life, man.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been doing with 7. It's just I've been going through, clearing out anything that I've missed. I got to go through and finish out the summon stuff because I know there's one more summon that I need to get.
Okay.
I got to go through hard mode, which sucks.
Oh boy. Yeah.
There's a lot of material that I got to grind out to make it a lot easier on myself, so I've started doing that. But yeah, there's talking with a couple other people. There are other items and things that you can do. There's also a hidden secret boss that I found out about, which is really cool. So there's a lot of things that you can find and beat to get you items that make hard mode a lot easier to deal with. Cool. But it's still kind of a pain because the things that you have to fight are rather hard. So, but yeah, that's all I've been doing this week. A whole lot of
I found a new game on iOS. I forgot to check if it is also on Android, but it's called Towerlands, all one word. How they were selling this is that it's a brand new type of tower defense. And it's like, sure, I'll check that out. Why not? And it's kind of interesting because it is technically a tower defense game, but instead of being on a map and having the creeps moving around the map and you place your towers, what you're doing is you have a mobile tower that moves from battle to battle, and the enemies push towards you, and what you're doing is building your mobile tower up and filling it with basically the tower types you would have in a tower defense game. So it's like you have your knights, you have your archers, you have your mages and magicians and stuff like that, and you're placing them in your tower and upgrading those individual units to do more damage to the enemies that are pushing towards your mobile tower. So it's technically a tower defense game, but it's kind of cool that it's not your typical like Bloons TD, but now it's fantasy or whatever. So I haven't played it too much, but it seems, number one, it doesn't seem greedy, which is sort of a base level expectation for mobile games. It does that thing where it's like, your town generates gold every couple of minutes, and you can pull the gold out, or you can like double the gold value by watching an ad, that sort of stuff. But it never really feels like it's every time you log in, it's like, here's the VIP, and here's like these for pay characters, and here's the pass, and it has all that stuff in it, but it never really seems to pop up at you and be like, man, this game would be so much better if you just spent $100 on me. So thankfully, none of that.
But can the game be better if you spend $100 on it?
Probably not. It seems like it's pretty standard without spending any money. I did look at the a lot of these games have like a VIP thing where it removes the ads and it gives you bonuses and stuff. And I like checking out that stuff because a lot of times if I'm enjoying the game and it's like $5 to $10, I'll just buy it to support the developers. And if I get the bonuses, that's cool. This one does have one, and it is $10, which is fine, but it's $10 a month. That's not... That's exactly the noise I made in my bedroom at like 10 o'clock at night. It was like, $10 a month, ugh. So like, I don't fault them. I get it. You have to fund all this stuff, but not something that I'll really be doing.
I mean, Marvel Puzzle Quest was still the best example of that, where it was like $3 a month or whatever, and you still got a whole bunch of premium stuff out of it and extra pulls and everything else. It was just like, okay, cool.
Yeah, as a no-brainer, yeah. So it seems good. It seems fine. I'm having fun playing like a 10, 15 minutes here and there, and we'll see how long I stick with it. Because either I play these games for like 6 months hardcore, or I talk about it once on the show and then I forget about it. Yeah. So we'll see which one it is.
6 months from now, it's like, oh, this is still on here. Delete.
Yeah, gotta go. Need to free some space.
There's a reason why I only talk about Marvel Strike Force at the end of the year shows.
That's right. But speaking of grinding, Destiny 2.
I think you mean Destiny 2. Thank you.
Right. Yeah. So before I get into the grind that I did this week, because I have brain worms and I have a problem, the Guardian game started. Usually this time of year, Bungie runs this event called the Revelry. It's like a celebration of spring. It was usually pretty good. It's been running for the last 2 or 3 years. This year they replaced it with the Guardian games. And it's supposed to be this competition between each of the 3 classes to see which one is the best. And the winner has their class banner put out throughout the tower for the entire year until next year's Guardian games. So there's a little bit of bragging rights.
I saw the old Gryffindor scoreboards, the houses for the school scoreboard, which is just the 3 flags, and one of them was like twice as high as the other stuff. So it's really funny because I think that's a really cool system. Smack in the middle of the tower when you land, it is the 3 class banners. It's Titan, Warlock, and the Hunter in that order. It's really funny. The first day, Hunters won by a mile. Like, no one else was super close. Ever since then, seems like no Hunter is playing this game anymore. They have bottomed out every day, and Titans are taking it by far. They've taken it the last 5 days in a row handily. And it's interesting too, because every day you get a package from the vendor that gives you some materials and weapons and armor and stuff. But everyone has to equip the class item for the event stuff to drop. The color of the class item changes depending on what position your class is. So my main is a Warlock, so my bond is now silver because we're in second place. Titans have gold, Hunters have bronze. So far it's a lot of fun. You have to play pretty much all of the activities in the game, but you don't have to play them a ton, and I kind of like that because I can still do the event and complete it, shockingly, for an emblem, which is where my problem comes in. But I can still play other stuff without having to sort of be shackled to my PC for I think it's a 3-week event. That seems pretty cool, but my Destiny brainworm sort of came back in full effect. And I will admit, there was a little bit of jealousy going on here, and I don't like that about myself. Okay. Which member of the community got something that you wanted?
Bill Sifford.
Okay.
So now.
It's not a problem. But this like competitive nature in me that almost never comes out, and I really don't like, just reared its serpentine head, and I don't like how it makes me feel, and I hate it. And
hold on a minute there, Bill. I have put 7,000 hours into this game, and I have all of these emblems and all of these titles, and you have put 40 in and got the one that I don't have.
You're not far off. So I've been working for about a year on and off for the rarest title in Destiny 2, and it's called Reckoner. The reason why it's the rarest is because, one, it's for Gambit Prime, which seemingly everybody hates except for the three of us in Destiny. Two, it requires a lot of Gambit Prime. I'm talking hundreds of games of Gambit Prime, which is fine because I really like it. But I finally decided to... I had completed the hardest one. There's basically 4 triumphs you needed to do. I'd completed the hardest one a while ago and kind of burnt myself out on it because it took so long and it was so hard. So, I had been working on the second most difficult one recently, and Bilsiford successfully completed the third, like the third most difficult, the second easiest one over the last 2 weeks, and I realized, boy, that was actually really easy to do. Maybe I should just bang out the rest of it and join the other 0.5% of Destiny players that have this title. And I played a lot of it this week and banged out that title, and I'm now a Reckoner, and it feels not that great. I had to play a lot of Gambit Prime, but it's really like a badge of honor that you have managed to suffer through so much of this that I'm 100% keeping that title on for the rest of time. And I think whenever you'd see a Reckoner out in the wild, because everyone's titles show up under their names, it was always sort of like this, like, sad respect where it's like, man, you did it. Like 07, like you're kind of crazy in a way that I'm not sure I am, but I guess I eventually was. And there's a cool little bit of voice acting from the Gambit Prime guy at the end of it that was sort of in universe, but yeah, I finished it. It's done. I'm a hollow husk of a man.
Are you going to kick everyone out of Destiny now and be like, if you don't have this title, you're not good enough? My recommendation for the title is sort of like, don't do it. Like it's so much, and it's just so much playing, and oftentimes it's to the detriment of your team because you sort of have to be a little bit selfish to get a lot of the because there are a bunch of them that just kind of happen naturally, but each one of the 4 roles in Gambit Prime has like a specific overall thing you're going to do that's really tough, and that one you kind of have to go seek out and do. And a lot of times it's to the detriment of your team. You're probably still going to win, but you have this laser focus on this specific thing you're going to do, and you're kind of fighting your team for it.
There is 100% a reason why I hate multiplayer achievements. That is one of them. Because if you tell me to get X number of kills with X type of gun, and that gun is the weakest pistol in the game, and you've got a squad full of people running around with the weakest pistol in the game while everyone else is using the BFG, it's like, okay. So you ruined multiplayer, basically.
What, you didn't like the achievement where you had to kill your own teammate with a grenade?
Nope, I hate that achievement too.
Oh, well, and so the one of the invader role is the one that's always hopping in and doing the PvP stuff. I think they did that one really well. So there's 5 different objectives for it. One is just get 10 wins. That's going to happen. The other one is get 25 super kills. That's pretty easy. You just kill the other guy with supers. Then the 3 weapon ones I thought were really smart. It was like get sniper or linear fusion rifle kills. So just anything in those 2 categories, get 25 of them. One is like shotgun or fusion rifle kills. 25 of those, 25 other kills, so just like use whatever you want. The one that's tough there, and the one that was actually ended up being kind of fun, is you have to steal 100 motes from the enemy team. So basically, you have to go in with this specific armor setup, and you go and you lock down their bank, the stuff they toss their motes into. And if you stand right on top of it, it starts draining the enemy team's motes and gives them to your team. And you had to drain 100 of those. And usually you could drain, if you're lucky, like 5 to 8 per match. So that one wasn't great because it's like, well, I have to invade and I have to stand in the specific thing and I have to do all this stuff. But I felt for multiplayer stuff, I felt like this was one of those where it's like, all right, it's not like use this one hand cannon and get 25 precision kills. You know, it wasn't as terrible as it can usually be. But yeah, I did that. At what cost, I'm not quite sure. My soul, maybe.
Look on the bright side, though. At least your jealousy was related to something that you could do.
That's right.
And the most significant case I have of that in this household is I got a super rare charm in Rainbow Six Siege that I don't care about.
Right.
And it's the one thing for the charms my wife wants.
Right.
And she still doesn't have it.
Oh, no.
And it's a random drop in a random alpha pack.
Oof.
So at least you can do yours with time and effort.
Right. And I mean, I feel like that's the one good thing about the titles and the seals that Destiny does really well, is that if it's going to be in there for a long time, it's either going to be RNG where you can repeat the activity pretty much as you want to get the drops, or it's something like these titles where just you're going to work for it week after week, month after month, and it's going to take you a long time, but you're going to make progress at it over time. I also got this Seasons seal, which is Almighty, but that was probably one of the easiest seals I've gotten in a really long time. It was virtually nothing. There's still 2 months left in this 3-month season, and I have the title already. So without playing very much of it. So it is significantly easier in kind of a way that I appreciate, because now I don't have to play as much. So now I can play other games like Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I didn't play at all this week.
Yep, too much Destiny.
Oh boy, yeah.
Play what you love, that way you have fun.
That's right. And my brainworms and I do love Destiny a lot. All right, but that's all I've been playing this week, so let's take a break. Let's start releases for the week of April 27th, 2020. Actually, Microsoft just dropped it late last week. Yakuza Kiwami is out on Xbox One and also out on Game Pass. So if you have played my recommend, I've seen some people be real weird jerks about this online. I don't care if you start with Kiwami or start with Zero, just play the games.
Why? Never mind. I don't even want to go into why people are being jerks. Let's just move on.
We talked about this on pre-show about really weird fandoms, and apparently the Yakuza series is really quickly sliding right in that list. Our recommendation on the show still is start with Zero. It's a really great starting point, and then go play the others in order.
Yep. Also, go ahead.
I want to say Zero really gives you that passion for Majima.
Yes. Yep. And then he's just insane in Kiwami.
Second or third best character intro of all time.
Yeah, still, hands down.
Top three easy.
Yep. Gears Tactics comes out on PC and Xbox One, Game Pass day and date, and preload is available now. I'm very much looking forward to playing this game. And it seems like it's pretty good. And at the very least, I'm interested to see what they're doing, but previews so far have been really solid. So, very curious to see what this what this turns out to be. Sakura Wars comes out on PS4. This is the reboot of the schoolgirls who pilot giant mechs series that Sega has been making for 25 years.
You know as well as I do, there's more than one of those, so let's just...
That is fair. This is Sega's one.
Let's just stomp on past that one, shall we?
Yeah. Telling Lies comes out on Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. This is the second game from the Her Story team. It's been out on PC and mobile for a year and a half. It's been out for a while. But this is finally coming to your home consoles. This
is why I love my wife, by the way. Because she's interested in this game. One of the reasons I love my wife. She's interested in this game. She saw, I'm assuming she saw it on social media or something. She saw a trailer for it on Switch. Went on, checked if it was available on other consoles. And by other consoles, I mean the only other one she owns. It's available on Xbox One. She's going to buy it there, so we both get to play it.
Nice. Everybody wins.
That's teamwork, folks.
That's right. You guys should play it together, too, because I've heard it's good when two people are watching the tapes and writing all the notes and stuff.
Nope. I am not allowed to interfere, advise, or suggest anything to my wife while she is playing video games. It is her story, no pun intended, and she will tell it how she wants it to be.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
I really like it when my wife watched me play BioShock.
Yeah.
She didn't want to play it at all, but she really loved the story.
I don't have a problem with it at all. I'm fine with it.
You guys should play Portal.
Nope.
Oh, God. No. Jeez.
The ultimate relationship tester.
I think we actually did, to be honest. I think we played in co-op together like when we first started going out, I think.
Yeah. That timeline would be about right.
Who knows?
Streets of Rage 4 comes out PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. It is, as far as I can tell, Game Pass day and date.
I didn't know this was coming out this soon. I didn't know it was on Game Pass. And guess what? I'll be playing this week.
It looks real good. It's one of those games where it came out and they're like, we're making Streets of Rage 4. And it's like, okay, sure you are. And Gold star. Good job.
And everyone went crazy and be like, oh, you need to get the guy who did the music on. And then everyone asked the guy who did the music for the originals. And he was like, I have no comment at this time. And then 4 months down the line, I'm doing the music.
Yeah. This surprisingly looks really good. I'm very excited to try it out. I'm glad it's coming in Game Pass. I would have bought it either way, but I'm happy I don't have to spend money on it. And lastly, Moving Out comes out on PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. This is, I think they showed this at last E3. This is that moving company game where it's like a physics-based, almost overcooked kind of multiplayer thing.
Gang beasts, but you move stuff.
Yeah, this looks really good. You got to find the right person to play it with, and I don't think I have anybody to play it with in this household. So I will get my 3-year-old. Yeah, learn how to use a controller. We're moving stuff, kid.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. News story this week. TVG PSA, 160,000 Nintendo accounts have been hacked. Turn on two-factor authentication right now. There's a really good Nintendo article on how to turn on 2FA. It only took me like 2 or 3 minutes to do from my phone.
Yeah, it didn't take that long.
Yeah, you really need to do it. If any service has 2FA on it, just as a general PSA, turn that on and use it. But especially the Nintendo one, you need to look at your purchases. You need to look at your PayPal balance if you've tied PayPal to your Nintendo account. If you have, probably shouldn't. But I'm not going to judge. It's fine. But if you have any unauthorized stuff, you need to contact Nintendo, and they say that they'll refund purchases. So,
sweet.
Check your stuff out, secure your stuff, lock it down, stay safe.
Well, here, let me get on my soapbox real quick too. 2FA is not a reason for you to have a weak password.
That's right.
You should always have a strong password.
Yep.
And 2FA is just an extra thing to help keep you protected. If you're not good at coming up with passwords, there are plenty of password vaults and programs that you can look online that are
Use
certified.
a password manager.
Yep.
They are. I have one, and most of my passwords are between 50 and 75 characters, and they are just pure gibberish, and I don't have to remember them.
Yep.
And it's great. Yes. Yep. That is the right soapbox to be on. Protect your accounts. So. All right, let's move on to questions. Jimbo Jangle sent an email last week that I totally missed. I'm sorry, Jimbo. Hey, TVG, Jimbo Jangles here. So what makes a great boss fight? Who are some of your favorite and least favorite bosses? Thanks, and have a great show. Least favorite boss recently has been two of the bosses in Poi, where there's a giant boss that you have to kick stuff towards, and you will be lined up with the thing and the boss, and it just shoots off at a 45-degree angle, totally missing. It's like, that sucks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Worst bosses for me are when they basically step up the difficulty for no rhyme or reason. I'm speaking mostly to RPGs and JRPGs.
Right.
I always assume that the final boss will be slightly more difficult than what I've been doing, but a good game, the final dungeon, the mob should be just below the boss, and the boss should be its own little category that's harder, but not, hey, I've been doing fine in this game, I'm going to go check out the final boss, and whoops, nope, it just stomped me in one turn.
The Latin lyrics come in, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah. So...
The good example of that is the zombie made with horse parts in the first Disgaea. Like,
that's right.
That will mess you up if you haven't like grinded a certain amount. By the time you get to that point, you are done with that boss fight. You need to go and do some extracurricular leveling up because you will fall on your face every single time. That's a really tough boss, and it's not even a named character, it's just a zombie made from bits.
But really, that's kind of your own fault because you didn't grind enough in a grind game.
Yeah,
get in that item world. Forever. Some of my least favorite bosses, and this is the one thing that games like Poi do really well. If I'm fighting a boss in a game like that, like a platformer, I want to hit it 3 times and the boss fight is over. I don't want to be hitting it 6 or 7 times. The rule of threes is really important, especially for platformer bosses.
Yeah. Either 3 hits and it's done, or like 10 hits and it transforms 3 times. Like 10 hits, transform, 10 hits, transform, 10 hits, transform. That's fine. As long as you keep it, like, especially with like action games, I love the transforming bosses, but in JRPGs and action games, when that fight takes like 20 minutes just to get rid of the first form, it's like, no, you're doing it wrong. It's a 2-minute fight, then a 5-minute fight, and then an 8-minute fight, not 20 to get past the first stage.
Or like Final Fantasy VI, where you're going up the boss fight, where it's just like, oh, there's more screen of, oh god, this boss is, oh, I'm in trouble.
I think a lot of it has to do with me was just a poorly developed boss.
Yeah.
Where even... like, let's say with like a platformer or whatever, you have this one skill or whatever, or this one ability that you could do, but the game never makes you do it, so you're not used to doing it, and then you hit the one boss that requires you to use this skill or ability that you're out of practice on because there is no reason for you to use this anywhere else in the game.
Yep.
I've got some good ones.
Okay, go ahead. I was going to mention some good ones too.
Spider-Man 2018, whatever the year that was. The boss fights in that were all pretty solid. God of War, same exact thing. I wasn't annoyed or bored by any of those boss fights. Strange ones here. Lollipop Chainsaw.
Yep.
Really, really good boss fights. Really good, like, each one was different and unique in their own ways. And the Metal Gear series has had some of the best and worst bosses. Period.
Yep. That's true.
Good examples. The end.
Naturally.
Fantastic boss fight that lets you solve it in many different ways, including letting him die of old age. Yeah, and then I want to say that's something that's dead in the middle, because all of the boss fights are great and terrible in their own ways. Every boss fight in Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
Yeah.
They're all terrible and amazing at the same time.
And the latter.
That music is great.
Oh, man. Some of my favorite boss fights of the last couple of years have I'd say 95% of Hollow Knight's bosses. Especially fighting Hornet, especially fighting like some of the original bosses. There's that guy that has the orange stuff coming out of his head that's flapping back and forth. Like, there's some really great bosses.
And then you get to the Beatles.
Yeah, the Beatles, like, I think, not playing the game, I think it's a really great boss fight because you have to be perfect. Like, you have to have your build and your skills honed, but playing the game, it's a garbage, no good, terrible fight because I'm not winning and I killed 4 of them and then killed me. Oh,
when it takes me 4 hours to beat a boss fight, you know that's a hard boss fight. And I'm not trying to pimp my own ride or anything when I say that. It's like, no, I'm pretty good at video games.
Yeah, and it was hard.
I'm the idiot who does those like really hard 0.4% achievements. I'm that guy.
Optional boss, I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
a lot of Hollow Knight's bosses are really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I still really like the final fight with Sephiroth in 7.
Yep.
The original.
Yep.
Mostly because of the music, but mostly also because he has a 5-minute summon where he summons a comet to supernova the sun that destroys the solar system, and that's an attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really good.
If we're going Sephiroth, I'm going to say the very first Kingdom Hearts Sephiroth fight. Because that was the first time I had...
Oh my god, that was rough.
It was
his
rough.
1 and 2 was
so
really
hard.
good too.
Like, it was so hard, speaking of optional bosses, even before there was achievements. It was a tough fight. You had to be on block point, which, speaking of skills that you don't use in that game at all, like, you had to block, you had to parry, you had to have a
bunch of elixirs.
Down. And then, of course, it's the first time we got the full symphonic arrangement of One Winged Angel.
Yep.
Probably one of the best pieces of music in video games.
Yeah, because I will say, if anyone's ever listened to me, my rose glasses are thick when it comes to 7.
Yeah.
But when Sephiroth kicked my butt in Kingdom Hearts and it took me weeks to beat him, I was like, of course it took me weeks. He's supposed to be hard.
It's Sephiroth. Yeah. T-Bomb Rocks asked us some questions here in Discord. I was looking at the custom Sonic Xbox One X and was thinking how great it would be if it also made the ring chime sound on power on and off. The Gears Xbox One X has 2 chimes from the franchise. A question for you is, if you could customize your power off and on sounds with your console, what would they be?
Well, I got a nerd story, which throws into this. So, I think it was from the movie War Games in the 80s, where the kid, every time he turned on his computer, he had this Darth Vader toy that said, "What is my bidding, my master?"
Yeah.
And I always thought that was the coolest thing ever. And until I had my own work computer a year ago, I had always wanted to do that. And I did it on my work computer. Went through, researched it, figured out the specific file type that I needed, changed a couple programming codes, got it to go. So every time I turned on my computer, it would say that. And then every time I shut off my computer, it would say, "As you wish, my master." And I think that would just be dumb fun to have my console do that.
Yeah, some Darth Vader console.
Yeah.
Man, I like it.
So that's my nerd story.
I'm trying to think of anything recent, like in the last couple of years, of really great video game sound effects. Because I feel like you can go back to like PS1, PS2 days, and there's your usual ones that everyone talks about. But I'm trying to think of recent ones, and I feel like there's not a lot that jumps to mind.
Honestly, for me, it would have to be something that means something to me. And unfortunately, like, there just isn't that many quote-unquote iconic sounds that actually have importance to me. Like, don't get me wrong, like the Crash Bandicoot box opening sound, that is iconic to people of our age. Like the crate smashy noise. Well, that means nothing to me, and I was never a huge fan of those games. Give me the Splinter Cell noise, and I'll be
that's a great power on
happy
one.
Because that's also a game I played with my father and my wife. So that's a sound that means something to me. And would it be power on or power off, though? Because you're going dark, and that's the problem.
Just reverse it for power off.
Yeah, because it's like things are about to go on because obviously the lights are going out. But
that's right.
The lights are going out, so, you know, which one is it, on or off?
Right.
I think I would nerd out if I could change the sound on the PS5 to the original PlayStation sound. Yeah,
the white screen. Yeah, that'd be great.
I love the GameCube one, the do 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 do. But I can't hear that anymore, thanks to Boston sending me the stupid one. And now every time I hear the start of the GameCube noise, I hear that stupid catchy song instead. I hate you, Boston.
When the cube and whatever it was on Twitter, whenever the cube lands, it just started playing Sandstorm. It's so stupid.
Yeah, Jimbo in chat though, the Diamond Achievement channel would be great power on sound for Moon.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah.
There you go. That can be your on, and then your Sam Fisher can be your off.
Yeah,
that's right.
If Gamerscore equals higher than 100,000, then power on equals rare achievement ding.
Yeah.
I don't know specific because I like for like Final Fantasy games, I like the old menu sounds. Every time you'd move the cursor, you had that little noise that would happen.
Pick.
Which is why I have the Final Fantasy VII one on my PS4, because it does that noise when you select different settings and stuff.
I have the Spider-Man theme from the game, so anytime I change and do selections, it does the web thwip noise. It's like,
yeah,
that's cool.
So I like that they've started doing that. So we should be able to customize our power on, power off noises.
It would be cool if they actually, like, for the new systems, integrated, like, build your own themes.
Yeah. Yep. Like, you could still get ones as pre-orders or buy them or whatever, but, like, what if I just want, like, this cool screenshot I took from this game as my wallpaper? Like, whatever. Yeah. I should be able to do that.
I mean,
what if I want the Skyrim opening theme to start playing as soon as I turn on my PS5?
Nope.
That's right.
I want the Skyrim opening theme sung by Makula as my opening theme. That's the version I want. But no, I've still got like the Elite Dangerous achievement for trading a bunch of tea, because it's a dude in a space outfit with a bowler hat with a cup of tea in his hands. That's my background on my Xbox.
That's great.
It's like, give me the opportunity to make that like a theme where it pans and rotates as you go through the menus.
Yeah,
and it's got like different, options for the for like the menu sounds like the PlayStation does. Like, just it can't be that hard to just let somebody have access to that specific thing.
Right.
It's like, okay, here is a web-based program. Insert your image, insert your sound effects, insert your gamer tag. Here is a download file associated with your thing. Congratulations, now you have your own theme.
Yeah. I wonder how much of that is still fear of being on the nightly news, where it's like, Microsoft allows porn on your dashboard, and it's just like this naked woman as the background of the Xbox One. And it's just like,
I don't know if you know this, but on the 360, you could buy some pretty hentai-looking anime packs for a dashboard theme.
Mm-hmm. You should see the PS4 store. It's real bad.
I don't know why you would be worried about that now.
Yeah,
hey guys, fair. Let me tell you about Steam.
Yeah,
I'd rather not.
As long as your console starting doesn't sound like a woman moaning, you should be okay.
That's right. It's just my white zombie ringtone.
That would be hilarious.
T-Bomb Rocks also asked, during the quarantine, I've been going through movie franchises with my wife that she's missed out on, Lethal Weapon, Die Hard, etc. Have you had a chance to do this in your personal life yet, or do you plan on starting anytime soon? This could apply to a game franchise like Yakuza, etc. Moon has his hand up.
Yes, sir. May I please introduce T-Bomb Rocks to a little show called Old Dog New Flicks, which is
that's right, a monthly show
which we do every month, where my wife and I watch a movie that one of us or both of us has not seen. Maybe or maybe not have been doing this for just over 2 years now.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/U1M1.
That's right. That's right. I feel like I haven't really. During this period, I'm sort of digging deeper into things I'm already doing, like the Destiny thing, because I feel like I'm trying to read more stuff. I usually read a lot, but I'm having a hard time focusing right now. Weird. Something like my reading has drastically gone down, and I'm trying. Largely what I've replaced that with is podcasts, which I typically don't listen to a lot. I've been listening to a lot of BMF Cast.
So much.
Yeah, like BMF Cast especially. Not only because it's a good show, but because I have a lot of catching up to do. And for me, also Arrowverse. Like just diving into something that is fun to watch, but it definitely isn't heavy lifting. It's not like The Witcher, where it's like I gotta pay attention to every minute of this show. It's like, I I can half watch this. And it's good.
It's not heavy lifting. Have you seen those salmon things that he does? Tell me.
Makes me tired just watching it, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, for me, it's just pretty much the same. I'm trying to clean up. Like, I've got so many games installed. We're getting real close to the next generation beginning.
Frighteningly close.
And I've still got 300 games that I haven't finished / played / done anything with. And another 200 waiting to be installed. So
you're ready to just pull out that hard drive on the X and pop it in the Series X and backwards compatibility and do your thing.
I hope. I do hope, but
Fingers
I don't
crossed.
know at this point.
Yeah.
But I've got so much of that stuff, not even to mention the literal library of PlayStation 4 games I have that I haven't touched.
Right.
And I should. I admit I should. But sometimes it's hard for me to work up the wherewithal to turn the PlayStation on and wait 6 hours for it to update because I haven't turned it on in a while.
Well, and you have to sync your controller because you have the dongle, and it's like it's very much like me with the Xbox One. There are a lot of games on there, and it's a great console. I just don't want it. It's not my home console. It's like sleeping at someone else's house. It's like I'll sleep fine, but it's not my bed.
Mm-hmm. But then when you wake up, you're all confused. Like, where am I? Where did I fall asleep?
Oh God, someone's. Oh no. Okay, I'm just. Yeah, I mean.
As for like trying new things, it's like I'd love to do that. Like I've been trying to do that a little bit more. Like that's one of the reasons why I will forever sing the praises of Game Pass. It is the ultimate like taste test for games. There will be something on there that you will like. You may have to go through 100 games to find it, but it'll be there.
But you can kind of like Blockbuster Video in the 90s it, where it's like, oh, this has like a cool screenshot and like some cool cover art. I'll download that. It's like a gig. Whatever, I'll try it out. And it's like, dude, all right, Demon's Tilt was pretty metal and pretty cool. All right. Dude,
where do you think my gamer score is so high? We only had one rental store near us, and it was a Blockbuster, and it wasn't the 90s, it was the noughties.
Oh boy.
And I still rented from that local Blockbuster, even at that point.
The last customer of the Blockbuster.
Pretty much, dude. At that point, they were begging me to come in like every week.
It's Paul, hey! He's back!
Yes.
We've curated your selections, my liege.
Yes. I mean, I'd like to try new franchises too. Like, I would love to sit down and play the Uncharted collection, which I already had on disc and just came out for free recently, so now I have it installed. But that's 3-4 games that are very, very big and very long.
The fourth one just came out for free on PlayStation Gold too.
Yeah, yep. That's a lot of game there. It's like unfortunately, we've discussed this as well. Essential worker. I don't have the time everybody else has.
Right.
You know, none of us do. Like, we're not in that situation. Lucky and unlucky. I'm not going to say everybody's in a better place for it, but you know, people are getting time to do this kind of stuff. It's less time than you think it always ends up being.
Well, and some of my problem too is like when I'm stressed or I just want like a comfort food game, I almost never want to learn a new game. Like the controls and getting through some of the puzzles and stuff like that. Like I want something, I'd rather level up my season pass in the Division 2, or I'd rather play Stardew Valley or Binding of Isaac a little bit more and unlock stuff that I haven't unlocked yet, or because there's still stuff I can do in like a whole bunch of these games where it's like, oh, I could grind in some of this stuff as opposed to let me learn a brand new game, which obviously isn't super heavy lifting, but now right now it kind of is.
Mm-hmm.
I fall into that sometimes too, where it's like I don't want to play anything new, but I don't want to play anything old either. And then I just sit there and look at my library and go, oh, I'm just going to go to bed.
Right. The smart choice.
I literally did that last night. Where yesterday I was in a bad headspace day. I played a little bit of Below. I played a little bit of Apex. I was jumping in and out of Space Engineers, onto YouTube, off YouTube, get food, you know, watching Parks and Rec. It's like, this was like an hour and I switched games like 9 times. This is like, I'm just not in a good place for this right now. So I took my headphones off, I leaned over, I just lay down, like sat down for a little bit, did a little downward dog thing, and then sat up and was like, nope, I'm just going to bed.
Yeah.
It's 11 o'clock. I'm just going to go to bed early tonight and try and catch up on a little bit of the sleep and see how that goes. And then I watch Parks and Rec in bed for a while.
There you go. Never bad. Last question here this week comes from Winemaker Joe in Discord. What games have you played where you were enjoying yourself, having fun, not a care in the world, then after 20 to 40 hours something happens in the game, new mechanics, a certain quest that just grinds everything to a halt and pulls all the fun out of it? This recently happened to me and has been a long time since a game has done this.
I got an answer.
I got one too.
I wonder if our answer is the same.
I gotta look mine up to see what it is.
Mine is called Elite Dangerous.
Okay.
Because it was way back when playing the game a while ago, I went and did the Sagittarius A achievement, which is for going to the center of the universe.
Ah, right.
And back then, this was a good fair few patches ago. So the galaxy map, or whatever it's called,
was still janked.
It was real bad.
Yeah.
Like, you're talking, the closer you got to the center of the universe, the longer it took for that map to load.
Oh, no.
Because it basically had so many more stars as you got closer to the center. The stars are a lot denser and tighter together. So when you're in the bubble, which is right along the edge, you're just like, yeah, cool, whatever. It loads in about, maybe at that time it was like 10 seconds, if that, for the map to load up, populate the bubbles, and you to plot a route. When I did it, literally, I got towards the center of the universe. I'd open that map. I'd say, okay, this is my maximum flight distance, which was like, I think it was like 900 and something light years on a full tank. So I'd plot that distance, hit the A button, plot to this star, put the controller down, and walk away. Because it would sometimes take upwards of an hour to plot that route.
Oh my god!
I
was gonna make a joke and say
now.
I was gonna make a joke and be like, 5 minutes, you can make yourself some tea, but an hour is just insane.
It was real bad. And I did that, like, I did the whole thing such a long time. I was just like, this might not be worth it.
Right.
So I got to Sagittarius A. I got my achievement, which, for the record, 5th of July 2016, and I'm still playing this game. I got the achievement, I turned around, I made it about a quarter of the way back, so I was just starting to get to the point where the map was getting a little bit better. And I was done. No, I'm done. I'm fed up of this jumping. It's gone from a 20 to 25 hour journey to a 60 to 80 hour journey. And like 20 hours of that was just the map.
Wow.
So I was like, I'm going to take a break for a while. And I didn't touch it for like a year and change. And then my wife picked it back up again. And then suddenly I was like, wait, Elite Dangerous. I like Elite Dangerous.
I remember having fun with that back an age ago.
Yeah, at that point, it was like 3 patches later, and the map wasn't perfect, but it was a damn sight quicker than it used to be. And I was just like, okay, I'm just going to go back to the bubble and never do that again. Never.
Now the issue is just that sometimes when you plot a route that's beyond your maximum range, it defaults out and says, hey, you run out of fuel here, and it won't continue plotting, even though you can scoop up fuel as you go.
Yeah.
So you can feasibly make it as long as you plot correctly, but the game's just like, no, you don't have the fuel for this, you can't plot this.
Mm-hmm. It's a little too safe.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, no, but anyway, mine was actually Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Hey!
Yeah, exactly. The love-hate with this game, because like I'd actually brought up in the boss section, it's starting to put in mechanics that I haven't had to use, and now it's like, oh no, you need to do this now and have these abilities to even progress further into this dungeon. It's like, you didn't require me to do this in the other 50 hours of gameplay that I have in this game. Why is it that I'm at the end of this game and I can't go on now until I do this one stupid thing?
You gave me a tutorial 75 hours ago and I don't remember it.
Yeah. Been a lot of YouTube and Google searching right now.
Right.
So.
Yep.
Oh, my big example is Etrian Mystery Dungeon for the 3DS. I really liked this game because it's a combination of the Etrian Odyssey series, the mapping dungeons, drawing the map series, and the Mystery Dungeon turn-based roguelike series. They smooshed the two together, and it turned out really, really great. But there was one big part in the storyline where I'd been doing side quests the whole time. You know, like, you go in the dungeon, you make some progress, you go back. Someone would be like, oh, I have this quest, go kill 5 snails in the dungeon and I'll give you something. I'm doing that as I'm kind of going. But you get to a story beat and they say, all right, we've got to go work on this. Go spend some time. But I couldn't really because I didn't have any side quests to do. And I'd go back to them being like, oh, well, I've cleared out all the side quests I have to do. And they're like, no, still need more time. Just go do stuff. And it's like, well, I don't know what you want me to do because I don't have stuff to do. And I stopped playing the game. Yeah. And I really loved it. But it's just like I hit this huge brick wall where it's like, go do stuff. And it's like, I need a little bit more direction than that in a JRPG where I have done everything so far.
And then you find out they just wanted you to sleep in the inn for one night and you could have gone.
Yeah. That's why I even tried. I was like, oh, maybe I'll just sleep in there for like a couple of days, pass some time. And they're like, no, it's still go do stuff. Go have fun, adventurer. It's like, all right, never mind.
I already had fun. Let me go.
All right, let me keep having fun in your game. Jesus. Yeah. All right, well, that's our episode this week. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Everywhere to find and follow us is on the right-hand side of the page. Haven't plugged Discord in a while. We have the best community on the internet. Come join this Discord server. It's a small, tight-knit community of people that are all really great and very friendly. So don't be afraid of hopping in. Patreon.com/E1M1, the ones are numbers. Old Dog New Flicks. All the good behind-the-scenes early access stuff. $5 a month is the best tier. Got a $2 a month one if you want to get some of the stuff and save a little bit of cash. But the $5 one is the recommended one that gets you everything. Already talked about Old Dog New Flicks. That's in your feed along with this, so go check out some of that stuff. And I think that's it. So we'll see you all next week.
Bye. I'm a foghorn.
Yeah.
All right, Nimp, hit me with your titles.
Okay, I have hashtag maybe, maybe not. Game Pass.
Sorry, anytime anybody says maybe, maybe not, I have to say either way is risky because that's a line from Clementine in The Walking Dead Season 2.
Chuck everyone out. A lot of oh no's. It was mostly just Boston saying oh no over and and over again. Yeah. Nope, lost it. Elite Dangerous Tutorials. Just me, a big drill. Cat needing bread. Doesn't seem greedy. I have brainworms. And lastly, I did that, but at what cost?
Jimbo Jangles in chat with it felt not great. And
I just wrote that one down. Start at 0 now. All right, Moon, what do you have?
Voice Thing, Tapas Gaming, Oh No, What Have I Done, Stage and Intervention, Anime Souls, Sang Real, Just Grinding, Squirtle Needs to Learn Surf, I Hate This Game, Speaking of the Grind, This Will Not Stand, Not That Great, Don't Do It, and Zombie Made with Horse Parts.
I have Tapas Gaming. I don't need to learn astrophysics. It's even better blood. It felt not great, and it's just me, a big drill. I like a lot of them this week. I checked Tapas Gaming, and it's just me, a big drill, but I also like I don't need to learn astrophysics. Anything else standing out for you guys?
I like Zombie Made with Horse Parts. Also, I'm not going to lie, I like Sangreal because that's the deepest of deep cuts for anyone who's young these days and never lived through those heady days of BS.
I don't have anything that really sticks out to me right now. Let's whittle it down. We got, 5 between you two?
I think I would cross off Tapas Gaming. I think it's fine, but I don't think it's as punchy as the other ones.
Yeah.
Cross that out.
I don't know. I like Tapas Game a lot.
I mean, you could talk me into it.
Let's do this. Top 5 episode titles right now.
Run through yours.
There we go. What's up, Moon?
Run through yours.
I have Tapas Gaming, I Don't Need to Learn Astrophysics, and It's Just Me, A Big Drill. It's Just Me, comma, A Big Drill.
Yeah. So, Zombie Made with Horse Parts is good. I genuinely think if this was an adult-rated show, it would be the title winner because I could actually describe it accurately.
If I could pull a giant bombism, I don't think it hangs.
Yes. If I could use the actual description, I think it would take it, but we can't because that would get vetoed. I think I Don't Need to Learn Astrophysics is a little too long.
I think mostly because astrophysics is just
too much of a big word.
Yeah, it's a big word. I don't think that necessarily removes it from the list out of hand. Mm-hmm. I just think the whole title overall is long. Then you add the long word on the end of it, and I think it just kicks it over.
Talking about, I think it's a good title. Yeah, I just think it's a touch on the long side. So I think it comes down to Tapas Gaming or It's Just Me, A Big Drill.
I like the Big Drill one a lot. I think that's funny.
Let's do Big Drill then.
Okay.
All right.
Let me know when you guys are ready.
I'm ready.
Sure, why not?
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 653 for April 27th, 2020. It's Just Me, A Big Drill.
Deeper.
Do you want the DeWitt or the Milwaukee?
All right. Thank you, everyone. We're done. Appreciate everyone listening and watching. What's that?
I said see you guys in chat.
That's right. We love you all. We appreciate you hanging out with us every week. And we'll hopefully see you next week.
We like you a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a lot, but I'm not ready to say the love word. But you're good. You're great.
I'm not ready to bring you home to see my parents yet.
That's right.
You're the Benz to my Leslie, whereas my wife is the Anne to my Leslie.
Gotcha.
References that only Boston will get.
That's right. All right, we'll see you next week, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
And we can stop recording.